Alright everybody, I'm now back for part 2 of my top 12 favorite acts from season 5 of America's Got Talent. And when we last left off at number 7 with Antonio Restivo. Now this is the second part, which it's 6 through 1. So let's get to it, shall we? At number 6 is the only danger act that's on this list, and it's a little bit of danger, but he also commonly makes it dangerous because he rides on a bicycle, since he's an extreme cyclist. As number 6 is Jeremy VanSchoonhoven, and he auditioned in Portland, Oregon. He did get buzzed at his audition, but then he started to improve once the Vegas rounds come. He was put in the standby in Group B, which was the standby acts, but he still did good, and he managed to make it to the top 48, and he performed in the third group of the 48, which his act was good, but he was left in a judge's choice. This was between him and the belly dancers Kaya and Sadie. But for Jeremy VanSchoonhoven, this was the only unanimous judge's choice for that season, since both Piers, Sharon, and Howie all picked Jeremy to go through, and yet he even got better when in the semifinals, when he cycled to the National Park thing to Taio Cruz's song Dynamite, which really became another big thing, and America put him through there, and once he was in the top 10, he used the carping and that to Jason Derulo's Riding Solo to do his trick. Unfortunately, he did not make the final 4, but still, Jeremy VanSchoonhoven still is an excellent cyclist, and he is still fantastic. So that's right, Jeremy VanSchoonhoven, number 6. Alright, now at number 5 is the last magician on this list, and number 5, it's a good thing I saved the best magician on it, because number 5 is Michael Grasso. As Grasso, he auditioned in New York, and he always does good things using tricks with the woman. Of course, he didn't use the woman thing in Vegas, just trying to use cards and an umbrella for one thing. Because I know the Vegas was not so good, and the judges ended up sending him home. But then Sharon actually picked Michael to come back for the wild card show, and when he came back for the wild card, the magic for him, with all the illusions and women, it returned, and with that, America put Michael through to the semifinals, and he even created another magic idea, which then once again it worked pretty big, and Grasso's magic really was paying off, and once again America was sent through, and he made it to the top 10. He then once again did another great magic trick, using all this woman, and his magic tricks with new ideas often seem to work. So Michael Grasso is a fantastic magician indeed. Too bad he didn't make the final 4. Well, of course I could have picked him, but I picked someone else in favor of Grasso instead for the final 4. That pick was more well paid off. So Michael Grasso, still fantastic magic. Michael Grasso is number 5. Now at number 4, as you know, was the season 5 winner of America's Got Talent, because that's right, number 4, Michael Grimm. He was a great singer, and we saw him in the first episode of the season, as he was the last person to audition for the Los Angeles shows, in which he sang his song You Don't Know Me. And then in Vegas, well, he still did a great job singing Otis Redding's song Try a Little Tenderness, but of course Piers criticized him because he went over 90 seconds and he could have been disqualified, yet it did not become much of an issue here, and he was still put through to the 48. And then he started getting better and better once he was in Hollywood, first singing the Reverend Al Green song Tired of Being Your Own, as he was the last person to perform in the second group of the top 48, which made him really a great singer indeed. And he started playing the electric guitar a bit. course, he did not have his hat on for that performance, but still it was good. He then put it back on for the semifinals when he sang Joe Cocker's hit song, You Can Leave Your Hat On, which the last 4 words is also the title of Michael Grimm's second album. And yet again, he was put through and in the top 10, taking the big risk not having a guitar to sing at Reverend Al Green's February 1972 Billboard #1 hit song, Let's Stay Together, which again was a big hit, and I picked him, and it worked. And finally, in the finals, when he sang, in the Final Four, when he sang the song When a Man Loves a Woman, it was originally a Billboard #1 hit for Percy Sledge back in May of 1966, but Michael Grimm, he was singing more of Michael Bolton's cover version of the song, which that too is also popular, but still, and yet it was still great. And in the end, at the finale, Michael Grimm ended up winning the $1 million and the headline show in Vegas, since he is a great thing. And the reason why he won it, he also had a great inspiring story, because since he grew up in Mississippi, that house they grew up in, ended up getting destroyed by Hurricane Katrina, and Michael Grimm wanted to do this show because winning the $1 million probably could change his life, and it really has changed his life. So Grimm is pretty happy now. So Michael Grimm is at number 4. All right. And at number 3 is the highest ranking singer on this list. And he is pretty fun, because at number 3, the act at number 3 is His Royal Highness Prince Poppycock. That's right, Prince Poppycock at number 3. We know his real name, John Qualley. He auditioned in New York, and it was pretty fun for his audition to sing in the great aria, having to sing Lago e Factotum from Rossini's Barber of Seville, which was so fun. And of course, I still like Robin Williams singing in Mrs. Doubtfire better, but still that was pretty fun. Even Sharon was hearing it with the la 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 la. So funny. Of course, he continued to sing operatic arias for the next 2 in Vegas, singing the La Donna Immobile from Verdi's Rigoletto. He did have a little throat problem, but still it didn't affect it much. But he really shined in the 4th group of the top 48, having to sing the Vesti la Guiva from Levan Kahlo's piece I Pagliacci, which Poppycock was dressed as a clown to be relevant to the character from that opera. But still, it was good. But my favorite Poppycock performance in the semifinals, when he did Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, it was really fun. And it really was, and he really stole the show for that week, and then the following week he stole it again in the finals with the patriotic medley, making him all self-patriotic. Heck with all this, he made it to the Final Four. He went back to the operatic arias in the Final Four, having to sing Nessun Dorma from Puccini's great opera Turandot, which of course he ended up getting buzzed near the end, but as Pierce Body blew it, but still it was good. And still he's a great singer. He actually has it, but you see, the Patriotic Medley and Bohemian Rhapsody were my 2 favorite Poppycock performances overall, because it gave him more of it as an entertaining, and it even made the judges describe Poppycock as the male Lady Gaga, which is pretty funny indeed. So I know, too bad he didn't win. He finished in 4th place, but still fantastic. So Prince Poppycock, number 3. Now, numbers 2 and 1 are both from the Group C in Hollywood. As they did not give performances in Vegas because they were put straight through. So at number 2, the runner-up at number 2 is Fighting Gravity, which we remember they also too auditioned in New York, and Nick said that before their audition that every light in this building was about to go out, and it did, because Fighting Gravity glows in the dark, and they are glow-in-the-dark dancers indeed with all the performances. The performance art is pretty good for all this. Even also in Hollywood in the first group to do the underwater thing, then using all these objects for things in the semifinals, and also doing the moon landing in the top 10, which made it good. They also did the doors and the clock for the Final Four. Pierce did say that they made a little mistake, but still, I still like them. They ended up finishing in 3rd place, but I still think, even though they didn't win, I still think Fighting Gravity still is going to get a Vegas show anyway, since they are a great Vegas act. Anyway, oh, hang on. I'm going to continue in a moment.